Denver, and pretty good half. Not a good first quarter. Started off a little sluggish, but they really got it going in the second quarter. They put 39 on the board, and they outscored the Nuggets by 19 points in that second quarter. And the bench really played well in that first half.
Yeah, the bench played great, Grant. JaVale McGee gave them a good lift down low, exactly what they needed with Keegan Murray struggling a little bit on the front line. But, I mean, what more can you ask for, really, in this first half against the defending champs?
Well, you got the table set up absolutely perfectly. I mean,
Yeah.
you cannot have the table set up any better. You got a team that played last night in Phoenix that went down to the wire. You don't have their top flight point guard in Jamal Murray, who came back on Wednesday but turned his ankle. So, I mean, they don't have any three-point shooting other than Porter. And, they haven't made a three-pointer all game. I'm talking about Denver, and the Kings are taking advantage of it. And that's what you got to do. Tired team without their star, you got to take advantage of it. And they did that.
Yeah, you do. And the Kings, they've given them a little too many second opportunities on the offensive glass. If they can stop that a little bit, I think that will certainly help out with point differential. But it feels like, Grant, the Kings are right on the verge of putting this thing away.
Yep.
If they can just get on a run where
I
it
agree.
doesn't take Denver to force them to go on a run.
Yeah, and again, really good job by the Sacramento bench in that first half. Jerry, good to have you on. How are you today?
Well, pretty good, guys, and obviously a terrific half, and really enjoyed it. And boy, JaVale McGee, game changer.
Yeah.
I mean, he played with so much energy and made basically changed the game. There's no doubt about it. And as you pointed out, the bench overall outstanding, and that's what it's going to take. I mean, this team, the Nuggets, played last night in a tough game, long game. Run them, press and run, just keep the pressure on. I mean, when you got a team on a back-to-back and you've had rest, you got to take advantage.
It's amazing. We talk about JaVale McGee and his impact in the first half, and he did all of that playing only 8 of the 24 minutes.
Yeah, he was so active, and I think that's really kind of what Coach Brown is wanting from him. You're not going to play a lot of minutes, so just go balls out. And he really did, and I mean, and that's, just give everything you got. And if it works out, fine, which it did, but some nights it won't. But I think that's the activity that he wants from JaVale.
Ryan, you almost hate to see that second quarter come to a close because the Kings were playing probably as well as they could have. And now we'll see if they can do it, as you said, at the start of the third. I'm with you. I think if the Kings come out and put a good 6 minutes together, with the fact that Denver played last night, no Murray, and I know Michael Malone's the coach, and that guy never waves the white flag, but I think they could make this a relatively easy game in the second half if that first 5 to 6 minutes of the third is a good one.
Yeah, Grant, it's got to be. And the Kings have shown us that they can do that. They can start quarters really well and take teams out if they need to. But I'm looking at what De'Aaron Fox and the Sacramento Kings guards can do here in this first part of the second half. De'Aaron, 11 points in the first half. But what I do like is the guards are taking advantage of the rebounding because Jokic just pushed out Herter with 4 rebounds. You've got Fox with 4 rebounds. So continue that because that's what's going to get the pace up higher.
Keegan Murray has not looked good, Jerry. I mean, the guy's basically been invisible in his 10 minutes on the floor. I know he's missed the last 3 games, but still, I expect a little more from him.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Coach Brown does too. And that's why you're probably seeing some different combinations. And, hopefully Keegan can get going. But that's the good thing about having Trey Lyles. And certainly Harrison Barnes really seems to be comfortable in his game again. And as Ryan pointed out, I mean, this team, you can play 3 guards against them. I mean, you're going to be at a size disadvantage anyway. You might as well try to get an advantage, sometimes with your guard line, which the Kings clearly have an advantage there.
All right, this question, was this a surprise? Is it just circumstances like the injured Nuggets? Well, first of all, it's only one half. That's first and foremost. Games in the NBA get very lopsided, and then you turn your head for a minute and it's different, just like the first quarter to the second quarter. I mean, Jerry pointed it out. I pointed out, Ryan. I mean, it's part of the NBA, and you can't use it as an excuse, but you don't have their all-star point guard, the guy that was a star in the playoffs last year in Jamal Murray. Aaron Gordon clearly is not 100%. He did not play last night. He started. He was fairly quiet. And, again, you're taking a team that went to the wire on a back-to-back. I'll tell you, if they didn't have Nikola Jokic, this game would probably be over right now. He is so talented, isn't he, Jerry?
He's the best player in the world right now. That's what he is. And, he's just one of those guys that's the complete player. Everything feeds off him, and as you pointed out, I mean, without him, they got no shot. But it's also true they do have him, so they have a shot.
Yeah.
And,
Ryan,
and
I'm
that's
sorry,
what you
Jerry.
got to remember. Yeah.
Ryan, is Domantas Sabonis in a slump right now?
Yes, he absolutely is. He's gone through a couple of games where teams have just kind of laid off of him, and now he's got one of the toughest matchups in the NBA. And then if he gets switched off, he's on a really strong floor. So he's going through it right now, Grant, and it's a good time for him to get back into it. He can. There's opportunities.
Jerry, what do you think of his game?
Well, I think he's struggling, no question. Now, I mean, I like the fact, he's shooting three more, and he's shooting it very well. In fact, over 40% for the year. So he ought to keep doing that. But definitely around the basket, I think he's just faking too much and giving defenders a chance to get at him rather than just finishing plays. But, that's the one good thing about JaVale McGee playing so well. Domas is going to have to get his game back here pretty quick. And I mean, I thought he played okay, but he didn't play Sabonis like, I guess is what I would say.
Grant, I think I think also there's an element of, with Keegan Murray out, Domas was asked to do so much more defensively. And I think even in this game, he's being asked to do a little bit more. So that takes away from the all-around game on offense.
All right. Give us some predictions, folks, of what you think the final score is going to be. I think the Kings are going to cruise in this second half. The way they played in that second quarter, you just kind of get the feeling that, they're fresh. They've had a couple of days off. Denver only put 50 on the board. I think they're going to probably end up around 102. I think the Kings are going to win this game. I'm going to say 125-102.
All right. I'm with you. I think the Kings, we'll see a little teeter-tottering back and forth till the early fourth quarter. Kings ultimately win 121, Denver 111.
All right. And thank you for the support everywhere. Jerry, what do you think?
Well, I think Kings win 121-11. I think the Nuggets are still the Nuggets, and they'll have one push in them.
Yeah, I know Michael Malone. You know Michael Malone. Their locker room was not quiet at halftime. I can guarantee you that.
No, there's somebody's name being taken in vain. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the way it is. All right, the NBA. All right, the Clippers beat the Warriors tonight by a point. The Warriors blew a big lead, and I've been talking about this team all summer long, Ryan. The team I keep on talking about in the West that I don't feel has got enough credit is the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they've got 6.5 minutes left in Dallas, and they're up by 10 points on the Mavs. Now, that game's not over, but, I mean, the Thunder, to me, just are so impressive.
They're really complete, especially when Holmgren brings it on that front line. He changes the dynamic for them, but they're a fun team to watch. And SGA, what can you say? Star in this league.
Jerry?
Yeah, that's a really good team. I think they and Minnesota are the surprise teams here early, and their record proves that.
Dobro Jutro, to those of you in Serbia, glad that you've got a lot of people hanging out, watching the game. We appreciate your support, and we'll have the post-game show for you right here on If You Don't Like That. Keys to the second half, to me, just they're taking care of the ball. They're getting good quality shots. They're making the shots. I mean, I don't think if you're Mike Brown, you got a lot to say, Rhino. Just do what you just did and keep playing.
Yeah, especially on the defensive end, Grant. I really liked how they changed the looks up on Jokic. Keep that going and give the Nuggets a reason to quit here in the second half.
Yeah, a lot of pressure,
Yes.
on offense and defense. I mean, just make this an up and down fast game as much as you can. That where it takes the Nuggets size out of it a little bit.
Remind Reggie Jackson. He's Reggie Jackson. He's been
still
playing
Reggie
well.
Jackson. I mean, he's played well for him. He's not Jamal Murray, but just somebody needs to remind him, hey, you're still Reggie Jackson.
And another game of interest going on. The Lakers are hosting the Rockets, and that game is 38-36 as they approach the halfway point of the second quarter. But again, Minnesota won. They beat Charlotte The Clippers won. They beat Golden State. The Pelicans got upset tonight. They were in Chicago and lost to the Bulls. Of course, the Kings will play them coming up after the weekend. And that game now in Dallas is tied up. The Mavericks were way down, and they have caught fire in the fourth. And with 5 minutes and 30 seconds left, that game is tied at 111. We'll have the post-game show. Jerry, enjoy the rest of your weekend. We appreciate it.
I will. You guys bring it home now. Bring it home. It's all I can tell you. It's on you guys.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Serbia telling us that the Mavs have gone on a 24-0 run. How about that? It must be, because when I looked at the score about 10 minutes ago, I thought the game was over.
Yeah, that's what happens. You got Luka and Kyrie. Sometimes they'll fill it up.
Yeah, absolutely. So those are the other games going on. Utah is playing Portland, but you don't really worry about those teams. And Phoenix in the fourth has a 97-85 lead over the Memphis Grizzlies. That game with under 5 minutes left. So the Suns, who lost to these Denver Nuggets last night, should get the win here. Rhino, and have no injuries. That's on the forecast for the third and fourth quarters.
Yep, exactly right. You nailed it, partner.
All right. Appreciate you, Ryan. And everyone else, we'll be back here for the third and fourth quarters. Kings with the nice lead at the break. We'll see if they can complete the job and get the W and light the beam tonight. We'll talk about it in about an hour from now. Bye-bye.